So Kathy is going to just add a little bit before I, talk more about the Amway company and our experience with the Amway company. So here's my wife, Kathy.
That was a very memorable moment when we were sitting at dinner with President Ronald Reagan and Nancy. I was just so very proud of Louie because he had been through such a valley in his life, in our lives, and then climbed the mountain. And it was quite exciting and I believe probably a unique experience.
Yeah.
Where you had conquered, you had won again.
Right.
You had won again. And because of that, it was just very memorable. And the pictures we had with Ronald and, Ronald Reagan and Nancy, and it just brings me back to the thought process of being able to build this business. And anyone can. Not everyone does make the decision. Like I said before, there are a lot of people that go to conferences and conventions and they see the possibilities. They get very motivated. They get educated, but they don't always perform. And what happened with Louie and I is we came back from that first convention that we had gone to together and immediately began to perform. The first couple of years was learning the ropes of having your own business. And the greatest news that I can give you, the absolute greatest news, is that there's a system. Without that system, we'd never made it to 1,000 points, much less Founders Executive Diamonds. And so the system was, we listened to CDs on a regular basis, daily if possible. And we read books. We had never read any positive mental attitude books before. We were actually reading books about how we could succeed, how to work with people. We read books on leadership. We read books on what to do, what not to do. And so we were truly educating ourselves. I've always called it the University of Success for our business. When you can read 15 minutes in a book, that was the other thing is, it was not, okay, read this book in 3 days. It was read 15 minutes in a book, listen to a CD, but every day. Consistency. Every day listening to a CD. Every day reading 15 minutes in a book. And in our time in the business, when we had highs and we had lows, just like everybody does, I can go back and look at that and see that the times when we were not growing as much as we wanted to, we weren't listening to the CDs or reading the books. So it's a huge blessing that there's a system that you can follow totally if you plug in. That we used to say, if you step on the treadmill on one end, plug into the system, it will shoot you out the other end as a diamond. And that's what we looked at the whole time. When it comes to the women's part of the business, we always used to say the woman needs to do whatever it takes. The man needs to do whatever it takes. Together, I can do what my strengths are, and he can do what his strengths are. So what always happened, and Louie always used to say, is that he would build it and I would run it. And I loved that. I loved being with him at the meetings. I loved meeting the people. I'm the kind of person that would love to sit across the table from you and find out about your dreams and about your children. I had such great big dreams for my children when we first got involved in the business. I want to know where you want to go and what you want to do. So many people want to do things for their families. I had that same dream. I wanted to do something for my mom and dad. And when we went diamond, it was just, I think, a miraculous, again, a memorable moment when we were able to take them to Hawaii for a full week and stay in this luxurious suite overlooking Diamond Head and Waikiki Beach. They had never been to Hawaii. They would have never gone without us being able to build this business and then being able to invite them to join us first class. My dad still talks about that. He's 98 years old. He still talks about that trip to Hawaii today. So there's so many dreams that we have accomplished, Louie and I together, in building this business. And there's so many more that we want to accomplish. We have so many dreams for our children now who are excited about building this business and understanding a little bit more about financial freedom. And that really is, you know, it's easy to say financial freedom. Very small percentage of people actually become financially free. So back to you.
Well, the Amway business has been great for us. We built it as a career. We've traveled the world. I don't mind telling you that we have spoken in, last count was 42 different countries. We have actually spoken in front of 42 different countries. This next year, 2012, we're going to Italy.
Excited about that.
That's our first trip to Italy. Going to India. First trip to India. Germany. First trip to Germany. That'll make it what? That'll make it 45 countries. And all we do when we speak around the world like this is we encourage people to chase their own dreams. I mean, you know, we had our reasons for building the business. I told you the reasons why we built this business. You have to identify the reason to build your business. And I also want you to know that we've been around long enough to have seen women do it without a husband.
That's right.
A man do it without a wife.
That's right.
We've seen couples do it. We've seen every religious persuasion you can imagine.
Exactly.
You name the religion, we have seen them build a business to a high level. You name the race, we have seen it.
That's right.
No matter what the race is, no matter what the religion is, no matter what the country is, no matter nothing, we have seen people build a business, and only when, you know, they stop wondering why they can't do it, and these are the people that decide they can do it. And they just simply identify the reason, and they build a business. Travel around the world. We have taken so many trips. We raised our children at Diamond Club. All our kids went to Diamond Club every year. We raised our children, you know, at Steamboat Springs. All our children, excellent snow skiers. We made the money. We diversified our income. I don't mind telling you that as soon as we began to make money in the Amway business, we started saving our money. We had a discretionary fund. My dream was to be free. I want you to understand this. And I needed to be free financially. And, you know, it doesn't matter if you build a diamond ship in the Amway business, you still need to be wise with your money.
Right.
And I talk about this around the planet. I mean, this is not something I'm just talking to you about. I don't care what your level is in the Amway business. If you're not saving your money and doing some planning for your financial security, you're making a grave mistake. Doesn't matter what your PIN level is. What are you doing with your money?
Very true.
Anyway, debt-free lifestyle. Try to match that one. Debt-free lifestyle for over 10 years. I think we've been debt-free for almost 12 years. No mortgage payment, no car payments, no credit card payments, no nothing payment.
No interest and no service charges.
No interest, no service charges, no nothing. And we planned that.
Right.
Okay, now we're going to be showing you some more stuff, you know, maybe during another sitting, you know, whatever, you know, we'd like to show you what can happen to you. It all started with Amway in 1982. We're going into the year 2012, right? That's a lot of years of not only working the Amway business, but also planning the future. Our home is paid for, our property's paid for, our children's college educations are paid for. We paid cash for all that. Our vehicles are paid for. We've got money in the bank. And we are debt-free. Just that alone, if you plan a little bit, in the next handful of years, you might be able to live that kind of lifestyle. But going back to what we talked about at the beginning of this conversation, let's go back to the beginning for one moment. Amway will never disappoint you. Remember this, Amway will never disappoint you. Amway's a sales company. You are going to start a sales company that you're going to own. That's what we own. We own a sales company. If you do the volume of sales, they're going to pay you your bonuses. If your organization and your company sells enough, Then they send you to all kinds of places, Achievers Conventions, Diamond Club, Executive Diamond Club. We went to a bunch of those, okay? A lot of them, not just a couple of them. It's sales levels. Your organization moves so much products this year, then this year you go to all these wonderful trips.
Right.
Do you know that one year, the Amway company sent us all the way to Athens, Greece, on the company private jet to come, a spectacular trip. I mean, because that particular year we qualified 9 organizations 12 times. And now they call this level Founders Executive Diamond. We did Founders Executive Diamond level sales in 1 year. 1 year before they recognized this, going back to the original thought about Amway never being a disappointment to you. We qualified that level 1 year before the level was recognized. They call us on the telephone. Look at this for a second. What company does this? They called us on the telephone and they said that they were going to send us to Athens, Greece on corporate jet, on the company's private jet, because we had qualified a level of sales in our company 1 year prior to them recognizing that level. And so they wanted to make sure that we understood their appreciation. And they sent us all the way to Athens, Greece on company jet, on the Amway private jet. And we spent a whole week on one of their yachts. We sailed around the Greek islands. It was a wonderful thing.
Spectacular.
And you can have the same lifestyle if you want it. But don't let anybody take your dreams.
That's right. That's right.
Don't allow people to derail what you want from life. Just simply make a decision and understand there's a lot of wonderful people making a great living from the Amway company. Amway will never disappoint you. They will always come through every single time.